They claim they want beef like I ain't in a teed up. I turn them to vegan. I'm really a creature. She sent me the beacon.
Hey guys, Asher coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. I am not alone. I am joined by Skratch, AK-47. The old habits die hard, man. I always call you by your OG name, right? How goes it, Skratch? It's been a hot minute since we had you on the channel, man.
Yeah, going pretty good, man. Going pretty good. Just freaking cold here in the UK. I just cannot wait for the summer, man. I know it's a long time away, and I think I said it like 1,000 times today, but
bro, I'm a sick son of a jackal, bro, because I love the cold. I love it, man. I'm weird. But hey, even though we disagree on the temperature, we agree on a lot of other stuff, including, what a transition, what a segue, including underrated legendary champions, hopefully. Actually, in full sincerity, I don't know who Skratch is going to pick, and he doesn't know who I'm going to pick, but we're going to share our top 5 most underrated legendary champions in the entire game of Raid Shadow Legends. These are champions that most players hate, that we love, that we think that you should pull out of your vault and use every single day. But before that, Skratch, are you ready to see a mythical relic? You won't be able to see it because I'm not screen sharing.
I'm ready. I'm rooting for you because I haven't got one recently, actually. So hopefully you do.
I feel like I'm on. No, I'm not on a drought. I got the non-critical hit. What is it again? The Zivia's something or other.
Oh, that one, nice. That's a good one. You know what? Okay. While you're doing that, I'm gonna do one too, so we can do a 3, 2, 1. And
all right, you can. If you get one, you can share the screenshot, and I'll share it with everybody. Here we go. Here we go. The anticipation is killing me. 20% chance. Let's get a mythical crafting. Boom! Another.
Okay, yeah, I got one.
What you get? Send it over. Send it. Don't even tell me. Send over the screenshot, and I'll put it on the screen.
This is actually a solid one too. This is my second one. Ah, that's awesome.
You know what I freaking got, bro? You know what I freaking got?
What did you get?
I got my 800th wand of submission.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Ooh, bro. Look what he got, guys.
The Chrysalid, yeah, that's amazing. It's a very good one, actually. Yeah.
That is a really good... Dude, this is one of the best. I would say this is a top 3 in the game. You know, well...
Yeah, it's a really good one, yeah.
Because you get the speed as the first stat and a great ability, right? Where it has a 30% chance to grant an extra turn. What does that book out to upgrades? Is it 10% increments of skill ups or level ups?
It's going to be 100% chance or 90% chance at max level to get the extra turn, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I have one already at level 15. I'm using it on my Galatir. It's huge, like, especially for live arena, and if we're talking about Chimera, you know, with the revive and getting the extra turn, is just incredible, bro. Like, I freaking love that relic. And I'm glad that I got a second one. I'm not sure on who I'm going to put it yet, but damn. That was unexpected, you know.
Congratulations, man. That's it.
Thank you.
Dude, yeah, I got like I mean, I don't want to complain because I think that Wand of Submission is definitely legendary or mythic-esque, you know.
Yeah.
But golly, I don't know what it is, but I mean, look at I'm gonna share my account, guys. This isn't. I mean, you guys, my every video viewers know that, like, literally all I pull is these things, right? So how many wands do I have? 1, 4, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have 14 wand of submission. 15, 16. I have 16 wand of submissions on my account. It's all I pull, bro.
I've got a lot of them as well, but I have 4 built up, and then I have actually I have 5 built up. I have 3 more left, and I think I fed around 5, 6 of them already.
Ooh, okay. I haven't fed any. I just have this. I feel like it's bad luck to feed a wand. All right,
yeah, the bad luck is that you're gonna get more of them.
I know. How many 18s do you have? I have a bunch of 15s, but no 18s still on my account. How many do you have?
I haven't made an 18 either.
Okay,
yet.
All right.
You know why? It's mainly that freaking super annoying preparation of just ranking up the relics, leveling them up. Some of them are equipped. Go and find them. It's annoying because you can't see on who they're equipped when you're ranking them up. You gotta go to the other screen. I feel like they should work on the QOL features for the way we do the relics. They should make something like the Tavern, because it's honestly horrendous to build them up.
It really is. It really is. I mean, we can make a whole video about that, but I'll spare the viewers for now. But maybe maybe he'll have a part 2. We are going to have a part 2 on Skratch's channel, by the way. We're going to talk about the events, so tune in there as well. I'll have a link for you guys in the show notes. Underrated legendary. Skratch, you're the guest. Go ahead and give us your first legendary. Who is one of your more underrated? Now, I don't know how you picked your list, but underrated can mean a lot of things, right? It can mean a champion that's people consider good, who we think is great, or a champion that people consider trash, who we think is actually solid. So just want to put that out there.
I think what you said is very subjective, because each person will look at a champion in a different way. Some people maybe got a champion early on, they used him, they love him, right? Some people got him a bit later or early, and they never really went in to build a champion, so probably they will hate it. But either way, my first champion is going to be Skratch.
Ooh, okay.
Super vanilla champion, but I think he's a very good champion. Now, you cannot compare him with, I don't know, Siphi, Duchess, that type of a level of a champion. But he's a sleeper, right? Like, you have a very good AoE skill that has a chance to steal a buff. chuck him on a stun set. He's going to be huge in Curse City, Faction Wars, Doom Tower waves, regular waves in dungeons, pretty much everywhere. And he's going to self-buff, buff the entire team with the increased attack, the increased crit rate, which means progression-wise, it's going to be easier for you to build the characters. Then you have the plans, the healing, the thermometer boost. You have a speed aura for all dungeons, 33%. I think he's a really good champion to progress, and in the end game for the first couple of areas that I've mentioned, like Curse City and Faction Wars, you know.
And he's tanky as all hell, man. Almost 1,400 defense, really over 20k. He's 109 base speed. So there's a lot to like about him. I agree. Totally forgot. Is the heal good?
I mean, the heal is decent. It's not like the most insane heal in the game, but it's not bad.
It's a weird skill. You can tell he's an old school champion. The way that they word it, it's just like, wow, this is a lot. There's a big paragraph. It's like, you know,
it's just a bit of a thermometer manipulation in there and some heal, right? But they've made them.
I like that A1 though. That's a good point. So in terms of my list, I went by. 4 of my 5 champions, I went right by hellhades.com. I went to the tier list. I went to their 15 worst ranked legendaries, and I'm like, do I disagree with any of these 15? So 4 of mine are from there. But one is one that I think that, I mean, you will agree with this one. It's Stock the Broken. And I think he's one that like end game people, or not even the end game, but people who are like, in the weeds to raid Shadow Legends every day, following the meta every day. They already know. They already know about Stock, right? But I feel like a lot of the player base does not realize how this previous fusion really is defining the PvP meta in a big way. Now, obviously, Skratch, like, he's got a lot going for him. That was apparent even during the fusion, right? A turn meter fill. He's got activating not just poisons, but burn, a la, Theodore. He's got the continuous heals. He's a good healer. He's a turn meter booster. There's a lot that even beyond, the placing the poisons and the activation. He's got speed in all battles by 20%. But of course, as you know, the thing that makes him really special, especially in the arena, is the passive. Yeah, he can ignore his poisons and burns. Will ignore block damage or I should say, poisons and burns when he's on the squad. Will ignore block damage and unkillable, which makes him so freaking good right now, where everything is block damage and now even unkillable with Theodosia and Leonardo and stuff. Everywhere, PvE and PvP is really rising and rising. His stock, his pun intended, is going up right now.
Yeah, definitely. I remember when they announced the fusion, and I said this champion is going to redefine the meta. I've been called crazy, even by my clanmates, a few of them saying like, no, we have much better options. Why should we bother with him? But everybody's using him now for that specific reason. I remember when I showcased him versus Marichka, because that was kind of like the main thing at that time. But now you have Niame, you have so many other champions. It's all about block damage pretty much everywhere, right? He's just so freaking important. For PvE, there is one thing that I would love to see in his kit, and that is the ability for him to land the HP burn as well. I know that would be a big ask because he already does so much, but I think if he would do that as well, it would be no person in this freaking universe to complain about the champion,
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of that, I don't know if you have any, I don't want to take too much of a digression here, but at the time of the recording, we have the cross fusion going on right now. A lot of like back and forth over whether this dude is good or bad or worth going for or trash. But I think the one thing they could have done is add that similar passive to a cross pertaining to bombs, like the ignore block damage and unkillable. That to me would make him, okay, this is a dude worth going for. Not a must fuse, but a guy who everybody could benefit from at some point.
I was honestly really expecting the next bomb champion to ignore block damage. I was thinking about it probably for like the last couple of months. I was like, the next bomb champion is definitely gonna ignore ignore block damage. But it seems like they've just made the bomb champion. He's okay in terms of damage. I wouldn't bother. Personally, I'm going to skip it, actually.
I'm going to go for him just for the hell of it, but I'm not like, I don't think I'll use him.
Exactly. That's why I'm not going to go for it. Collecting all of the freaking Pokemons for no reason. And I will end up pulling him at some point. I know that already. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to get him when I pull him and just chuck him in the vault then.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough.
So the next one, I'm going to go for a Void Legendary, bro, because he got a buff. It might not necessarily feel super underestimated for some people, but I still think that a lot of people are kind of like stuck in the past with the idea of what he used to be. And he used to be one of the worst Void Legendary champions in the game. And I'm talking about Jingwon.
Oh, okay, good. I was hoping you weren't going to go with like Fortis or...
no, thank you.
Or Angar. But Jingwon is solid. I agree. Okay.
Yeah, Jingwon. I think he's actually pretty damn good now. Like,
Oh
I
my
hate
God, dude.
going versus him in the Curse City. In Faction Wars hard mode, like, he's probably the most annoying
worst.
champion on all of those waves. He's just extremely
The
annoying. And
worst.
since they buffed him, right, like, transfers the debuffs from himself with the A1, has a chance to stun, the block active skills, the block buffs, increasing the duration of all debuffs on enemies, which is pretty annoying. His damage is decent. It's not like blowing your mind or anything, but it's just everything that he brings in the kit. You know, the removing all of the buffs, decrease accuracy, decrease crit damage, strengthen on your allies. Then the passive, which gets rid of the crowd control, is just so freaking annoying, in my opinion.
He's a curveball champion that you could even run in the arena as, like, certainly not meta, but, like, he's a force to be reckoned with, man. Like you said, you know, all the things that he brings to the table, definitely good. No doubt about it. Totally agree. And he's versatile, man. Like, even that Doom Exchange, like you mentioned, I mean, if you don't have maybe, like, a Staltis, you could definitely run him in Dragon as kind of a cheat code, right? Getting all his poisons right back onto the dragons. So I won't go far here. I'll stay in the faction. This is,
I'm
dude,
curious.
people still hate on this dude, and man, I don't know what it is, but I still have a soft spot for Gamaran in my heart. This falls more in the category of, like, certainly not a stock level good, but this is a guy that you could run in the arena to really disrupt your opponents, you know, what they're trying to do. You could also run him in, you know, just as a support champion and wave content, whatever. He's so unique. He's so weird. But, like, let's stick with the arena for a second. Stealing all buffs from every enemy with a buff spread? No one has this ability in the game. You know, not this. Not the steal everything and the spread everything on a 3-turn cooldown. That's insane. And the fact that he's the only champion in the game that can place a block revive on dead champions is quite unique as well. And then he has that, after the buff, he can revive somebody just placing the block revive, you know? Like, he's a very interesting kit. He has a 50% block active skills on each hit on his A1, so good control there. He's fast at 109 speed. He's maybe a bit niche. He's definitely weird. But, man, I think he's a solid champion, and he was one of the worst ranked on a couple tier lists that I consulted. And I'm like, my man Gamaran, man. What do you think of this dude, Skratch?
Yeah, I actually like him. I'm using him quite a bit, and I can't really remember when he got a buff, right? But he got a buff a while ago. Must have been
probably
like
a year ago or so. Yeah.
Or maybe a year ago. Yeah, time is just flying. But
yeah, right.
I think he's much better than he used to be. Even before he was okayish, everything that was added to his kit, like the ability to spread all of the buffs and steal all of the buffs, the passive, really good passive, right? Like, if we're talking about Faction Wars, if we're talking about Curse City, if we're talking about waves, and arena as well, it is more niche. Yeah, it's not going to be the answer to all of your problems versus Galatir, Nice, and all the mythical champions. But I think he is a very interesting one. And the majority of the people will be stuck into tag team arena, trying to get Ramanto and stuff. Think a bit out of the box, do some teams with different champions, and you'll be surprised of what you can achieve with some of these champions. Yeah,
you can have a lot of fun with this guy. And the opponents, I feel like he kind of falls under the radar to a certain extent, where, like, not everybody might realize everything that he can do. You know, people probably know he can steal all buffs, but, oh, I forgot he can buff spread it, or I forgot that he can place a block revive afterwards, or I forgot that he revives every time an ally is killed, or an enemy is killed, you know? So there's a lot going on there.
Next, I'm going to go for Shirimani.
Yeah,
right. I know a lot of people will disagree with me because she's not the most OP freeze champion or anything like that in the game, the cooldowns and all that stuff, but I freaking like my Shirimani. Like, I've been using her extensively in the Curse series since they released it. I have multiple teams where she's part of. Really solid to push in a bit of damage too. Either you go with a stun set, you can even give her a Savage, even though not all of the skills attack, but she can be pretty helpful. And you have the freeze crowd control. Yes, she's not the best freeze champion in the game because of the 4-turn cooldown and all that stuff, but she can be really helpful in those particular areas. And I find the most challenging content where you're struggling to control the enemies, to defeat them, I think that's the hardest content. I'm not looking at the Chimera and be like, oh my god, this is the hardest content in the game, right? Because you build a team and you're done with it. But then you have the Curse series in Tranos and all of those freaking stages, then Faction Wars hard mode, which was painful on some stages. That's what I'm looking at as the most difficult content. And these champions helped me to defeat that content and made my life easier in the process, you know? So that's why I value these champions personally,
That's interesting. It's interesting that you noted about the damage, because I never noticed that she had a base attack of almost 1,200. and then a 4.1 multiplier. So like that's an interesting little side note. I just thought of her as like healer control, and that's it. For a long time, as you know, because we've both been playing this game for way too long, but like for a long time, she was the best freeze in the game for like a long time. You know?
Did, yeah.
It's a good call out. Like I think she's kind of in that mediocre camp, but not. I mean, to your point, it's definitely not a champion that you can't get something from. Like you can't get a lot of stuff from, and you outlined it pretty well there. So I'm gonna go with one of my faves, man. This dude, I don't understand why people don't talk about him like he's a boss, and maybe you can play devil's advocate if you disagree, but Walking Tombdrang is my dude.
I was thinking about him while I was doing my list, and I was like, should I put him on, you know?
This guy, I don't know what to say other than like I really think he fits the vibe of this video perfectly, because I don't know why people don't consider him a beast, because he's got an AoE burn that's freaking irresistible.
Yeah.
With the activation that's also irresistible on the A1, with one of the better heals in the game that equalize up to the highest HP. And then he has reflect damage, like a nice little passive there as well. But man, when you're looking for a burner and someone who can support your team, who's really tanky, 23K, I mean, this is like a stupid use case, because obviously this guy has a billion other things, Frostbiter, and I can go on and on, a billion other utility than this. But like me, I was looking for a stable stage 21 faction war hard team in Knights Revenant, and I was like, dude, I'm just gonna put Walking Tombdrang. He's like leading my team in damage and heals, you know? Like, I'm like, dude, this guy's a beast, man. He really is, you know? So I think Walking Tombdrang is just so underrated. The irresistible AoE burn, 3-turn activation, and the heals.
It's only him and Ignatius in the entire game that can land the HP burn unresistible, right?
Yeah,
As,
and Ignatius on like a 20-turn cooldown.
Yeah, exactly. So he's better than Ignatius if you're thinking about it, right? Because he's going to bring you healing as well and activation with A1, which makes him literally the perfect candidate for a spider dungeon, and if we're talking about, as you were saying, the ice dragon or whatever, the frost spider, sorry, not ice dragon. I'm thinking of Game
You're
of
leaking
Thrones
the new content, Skratch. They're gonna get mad at you.
The new content, exactly. Damn it, you caught me, guys.
Dude, you know there's gonna be like an ice dragon now. They're gonna be like, wow, Skratch leaked it. On that A1 though, like I didn't even know until I built him and used him, but that it doesn't require accuracy. Usually instant activation does require action, but it doesn't, you know? So
I'm gonna go for Cillian the Lucky.
Ooh, okay. You got your little
I actually think he's really good as well for control, right?
Yes.
His survivability sucks a bit though, so I'm not gonna say no to that. But having the ability to just stun, reset the cooldowns of the skill if you kill somebody, but the most important thing is the AoE with Brock active skills. Again, it brings me to the same story, Curse City, Faction Wars, and all that stuff, and probably the guys are like, Skratch, can you talk about something else? There's so much content in the game except those things, you know? This is the content where you get kind of like struggle, guys, you know, and be like, oh, God damn it, why? Who made this content? Why? So I think he's actually really, really good for that. And you do get the buffs on the passive, which are random. Yeah. You can get a block damage to help him stay alive. And I think it was key for me defeat some of the stages. Yeah. So I think he's really, really good. The damage is not that crazy though. Plus,
I agree with you, though.
He empowers Ronda as well, so you cannot go wrong with that, you know.
I agree with you. I really love the head ringer, the 2-turn stun with the stealing 50% turn meter, with the reset. I mean, on a 3-turn cooldown, the cool thing about this is that you can 2-turn stun somebody, potentially reset the skill. Either way, steal half their turn meter. I mean, you're already back to it. You're close to another turn already, and totally neutralize somebody. I like it. So yeah, interesting kit there. Really good control. I agree.
Who do you have?
I'm gonna go with a recent buff, and I don't know, man. This one might be my most far out here, but it's Togron the Conjoined, Void Legendary. Dude, I think that sometimes these buffs, they kind of fall under the radar a little bit, you know, and I don't know, but this guy, he's 110 base speed, good base stats. He's got speed in all battles, 20%. And I'm not saying he's the best Void Legendary, but he went from pretty crappy to this guy kind of does everything, you know? He's got a buff spread, one buff, on his A1, right? That's 100% buff spread just on his A1. Like, it's really solid. On the A2, he's got a big heal based on his max HP. He's got an increased speed. He's got a continuous heal, and he's got a block debuffs on a 3-turn cooldown. Sweet. On the A3, he's got a full cleanse. He's got an increased turn meter by 20%. He's got an increased accuracy on a 3-turn cooldown. But then fill your bellies is passive. Increase allies' damage dealt by 10% if they have less than HP than the target. If their HP is equal to or greater than the target, increase damage by 20%. Bro, like, to me, that's pretty freaking huge. Also, increases champion in each ally's max HP by 10% every time he uses an active skill. Increases each ally's max HP by 5% each time they use an active skill. You're getting way more HP on all your allies at the same time. Then he's healing them, and it can benefit HP-based damage dealer. I mean, there's so many like cool synergies, extra damage. He has so much now. I feel like this dude. He went from like really one of the worst to like a really solid Void Lego. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he's actually much better than he used to be. I only tend to use the champion in siege mode. Basically, if I have an Ogre team, he's gonna be part of it.
Okay. Yep. I use him in Centranos a lot. You should try him out, maybe. And I use him in Faction Wars too. Yeah.
Faction Wars, you can definitely. Yeah. I actually might have to put mine in Faction Wars. Sorry, I was gonna say Termite. I was gonna say the clans. What I would like to see on the champion though is that block debuffs to go on the A3 and the increased accuracy.
Right.
To go on the A2. On the A2, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. He's
It
definitely
would
not
be
perfect.
much better for him.
Yeah. But look at that little fella, the conjoined little fella. He's really creepy, huh?
He looks horrible design-wise. Like,
he's got
so
like, oh my, and he feeds him. He feeds him like boogers or something. It's
yeah, I saw.
Really
Yeah.
interesting.
Crazy.
Okay, cool. Anyway, yeah, they've done some interesting buffs to a lot of the Void Ogryn tribes. You know, I don't have Diamet Copper Coin. Excuse me. They had an interesting buff to him, and they had a really interesting buff to Bellatar Mage Slayer as well. So,
yeah,
I don't think they transform any of those into like elite Void legendaries, but I think they were all well deserved, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Even Gurgo actually got a buff like probably a year ago.
Who?
Maybe more than that. Gurgo the Augur.
Oh yes, that was a good one. That was a really good one.
They actually were thinking about it now because you said it, right? I didn't think about it before. Like they buffed all of them, all of the Voids except Classic, which is the new. They buffed literally each one of them except Razur as well and Classic.
Except Razor, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy actually. They focus so much on the faction. I've just realized this now.
Yeah, they're putting some work into the worst, arguably the worst faction out there. Do you think Ogryn or Orcs are worse?
I think Ogryn's, bro. Like you do have Gizmak in here, yeah, so you could say that he's really good. You have stock.
Yeah.
But I think at least from the Orcs, you have more support / utility overall. They're useful for more content. You have Crockett now with Shayak. You have Warlord. You have Raka. You have Scream Gallic.
Adding Crocad and adding, I know he like literally just got added, but adding Galliot, Son of the Pact, I think it put Orcs. Have you seen this new dude, the Son of the Pact?
Yeah, I haven't tried him yet.
Oh,
but
man.
I saw him, yeah.
He seems pretty interesting, pretty nasty. For every 10 debuffs his champion's team receives, he activates the A3, which is a cleanse and a heal and a fortify. That's pretty interesting.
Next, I have Lord Chamfort.
Lord Chamfort, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is an old school Skratch.
He is, yeah. I mean, even if you look at him, he looks old. Doesn't
he does look old.
I think he needs like a break or something. Poor man, he's been holding that shield and spear for so long.
I know, this poor guy, man.
It used to be a time when he was like, okay, let's solo the Ice Golem with him and all that stuff, which is kind of gone. But I think overall he's still a good champion. You can just throw in a big shield on him. You have the decreased speed, plus he's gonna gain more shield. You're going to have the decreased accuracy, the decreased attack, the A1 with the decreased defense. He brings all of the right debuffs to the table. True, his base speed is a bit on the low side, but if you're looking at content like even the Iron Twins, I used Lord Chamfort in the Iron Twins instead of Krisk for a very long time, actually, because he was more reliable to apply the decreased speed, you know, and the team was more viable. True, they did nerf that dungeon since, but I do think he can be very useful. Faction Wars, even dungeon progressions. Like, look at that aura.
He does have that big aura.
50% HP in dungeons. That's just crazy.
That's insane. I don't know, man. I'm torn on this one. Honestly, I'm kind of a hater. I hate to say it. I mean,
that's fine. I
see what you're saying on him. I mean, I don't think he's useless. I want to be clear. But man, doesn't he feel so old though when you read him?
I mean, he's old.
Because let's be real. If they introduce this legendary today, you'd be like, oh.
Yeah, I'd be like, come on, player. It's not 2018, you know?
Exactly, but for an old school, I see he does have utility, so I'll give you that, you know? But I mean, but for the love of God, Plarium, just give him the big version of decreased speed, you know, at the very least, you know? Give him the big version. But yeah, you could definitely you could definitely do worse. And I agree, especially progression-wise. He has some utility for sure. My last man is going to be, I always talk about her, I feel like, in these videos, but I still love me some Contra the Cyclone. Contra the Cyclone. She's an old school fusion, man. She's been, God, it's probably been years. This is what you were saying earlier. Like in my head, it feels like 1 or 2 years ago that Contra was a fusion. But it's probably like 5 years ago or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. Time is just flying, man.
She's just, dude, I don't know what it is about her. The simplicity of her kit. She's stealing buffs on the A1, but this Chaos Tempest 3-turn cooldown, every hit, you get a 75 or 80 with Sniper chance to place one of these debuffs. You're walking away with 2 or 3 debuffs basically every time, and all the debuffs are good. You know, some of them are a little niche, heal reduction, decrease accuracy, but a lot of them, the other ones are, you know, pretty essential, pretty really solid. Decrease speed, weaken, decrease attack and block buffs. I do wish there was decreased defense in there as well. That all being said, though, she can deal some damage in a reflex or a merciless set or whatever, getting the reduction because there's only 1 active skill in her kit, you know? You can get back to that and just start dishing out debuffs and debuffs and debuffs. Or if you want to get crazy and go 9-piece feral, she's just going to be maxing out debuffs in 2 seconds. But really, that passive, the number one most important thing is the last sentence, and this champion can land debuffs on weak hits. So you don't have to worry about weak hits or affinities. She has Provoke if the enemy's under 5 or more debuffs. Great for decay, but great for wave content as well. She's got healing. She's got increased accuracy. She's got damage mitigation. So the passive really brings everything together about Contra. And not the best legendary, but man, a very unorthodox but unique and powerful provoker and debuffer, in my opinion.
Yeah, she's definitely pretty good as a provoker for the Hydra. What I never really liked about her second skill is just the RNG of not knowing what's landing, you know? That was my only thing with her all the time. Like, is it going to be heal reduction that I don't need? Is it going to be block buffs? Is it going to be decreased attack?
Especially with the block, like, when you really want block buffs for Hydra, and you just don't know 100% if you'll get it. So I hear you on that, but that's why I really find, you know, Relentless or Reflex or whatever, like, getting those extra turns in, you know, perched... Shadow, what the hell's the bird's name? the relic, you know, like you just stack everything, impulse gear, you just stack everything to get her more turns or cooldowns, and then it becomes a bit more reliable, especially, you know, if you have her fast enough. But anyway, I do hear you. There is definitely some RNG there on her as well. All right, guys. Well, hey, that means you're up. Who do you think is the most underrated legendary in the game? Do you have any like final honorable mentions? I have one. I'm going to give it to Knave of Hearts. Knave of Hearts. I really like Knave. What about you?
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Ooh, that's a good one, actually. I think probably I would give it to Jetney.
Jetney the Giant. Interesting. Interesting. All right, Alscore's girlfriend. I like it. I like it. Alscore could be on the list, too. All right, guys. Perfect time to go ahead and join us on Skratch's channel. We're going to talk about events. Have they been good? Have they been bad? Have they been mediocre? What can they improve on? What can't they? All that and more on Skratch's channel. Skratch, thanks for joining us. Thank you guys for watching till the end. Much love. And as always, take care, guys.